Mr. Farotimi, quite a number of issues to unpack. I was just looking at one of your posts that you made a few days ago. You talked about a campaign of violence and displacement in northern and middle belt Nigeria, saying it constitutes a calculated, current, and long-running genocide against Christian communities and other religious minorities without any reasonable doubt. This is a conversation that is burning. Perhaps in the coming days we'll get to unpack it. But if you were to just speak one line, because we're totally out of time, but that caught my attention. One line to that.
Let me be clear about this. I am not one of those waiting for America or some other country to come and save us. It is up to us to save ourselves. And I don't need Renault's prepackaged American to tell me the truth of what I have been shouting in my country for over 6, 7, 8 years. There is a genocide going on in Nigeria. The Nigerian state is complicit in it, and the victims are largely Christians and other minorities in the Northeast, in the Northwest, and in the Middle Belt. I don't need the Americans to tell me that. And I don't need the Americans to establish the complicity of the APC and the Buhari junta. It was Baraje that told all of us in Nigeria, heard him say it in 2016 at the 78th birthday anniversary. The APC imported terrorists into Nigeria.
Right.
Commodore Lawume was sat in your studio when he informed the whole of Nigerians that as far back as 2016, a list was compiled and given to President Buhari of sponsors of terrorism in his government. And he's also mentioned at that time that there were state governors who were sponsors of terrorism. All these people are still in Nigeria today. I don't need the Americans to tell me what I have seen, what I have heard, and what eyewitnesses have told me. The complicity of the Nigerian state has been established beyond reasonable doubt. And it should stop lying to itself and face the fact of what is before us.
It was in this country, Nigeria, where Alhaji Kawu Baraje, a leading APC chieftain, confessed that they imported foreign mercenaries, now popularly called bandits, into Nigeria in 2015 because of elections. That APC imported terrorism into Nigeria. In Nigeria, he confessed. It was in this country, Nigeria, that Ali Modu Sheriff was accused of sponsoring terrorism. It was in this country, Nigeria, in 2025, as Nigerians were killed in their villages in the night when they slept. The president was in France. Even with that emergency, he didn't bother to come back to Nigeria. It was in this same country, Nigeria, even when the president came back to Nigeria, never bothered to visit the people in their own villages where they got killed because he said it was bad road. I weep for my country, Nigeria. I weep for the families of those who've lost loved ones. Some people were burnt alive, wiped out of the face of the earth beyond recognition. But yet our government does nothing. They try to hide it. Indeed, Dele Farotimi said that we don't need the Americans to tell us there's genocide going on in Nigeria. We don't need the Britons to tell us there's genocide going on in Nigeria. We don't need Renault or Mockery trying to placate the whole issue to tell us there's genocide. They say there's no genocide in Nigeria. There's genocide going on in Nigeria. And Christians are largely the biggest victims of this. They're wiped out of their villages, chased out of their own land. In Nigeria, we have more IDP camps than most war-torn countries. But yet our government is complicit in it. Our government is complicit in the terrorism that is taking place in Nigeria and the genocide taking place in Nigeria by doing nothing. Our government is complicit because they have the names of the people who perpetrated this thing, but yet they do nothing. In this same country, as alleged, that we know politicians, the government have lists of names of politicians who are sponsors of terrorism, but yet they do nothing. So you see why the blood of those innocent children who have died, those ones who have been buried and burnt alive, will speak against our politicians for their corrupt practices. Indeed, nobody is going to save Nigeria. Nobody is coming to save you. So you better speak up, because it's only about a matter of time before you become a victim. That's why you must speak up. That's why you must like, subscribe to this channel, share this content, because we'll continue to speak up. I have said it on this channel many, many, many times that we have a government that is complicit, a government incapable of protecting our people. When a government fails in its primary duty, that government is a failure. When a government fails in protecting the people that it is sworn to protect their lives and their properties, then that government by every means is a failure, because number one thing every citizen deserves is protection of lives and property. Everything else comes after that. It's because only the living can drive on good roads. So again, until you speak up, our government will continue to keep quiet. As I said before, there have been so many killings in this 2025 alone, whether in Abuja, whether in Borno State, military bases attacked by terrorists, schools attacked, villages attacked, whether in Borno State, in Adama, in Yobe State. People are killed every day. In Benue State, in the Middle Belt, all over the South, all over Edo State. There's constant killings and kidnappings every day. The government is complicit in this because they have not fixed the problem. And the government has the effrontery to tell the local chiefs to go and fix the problem. Again, I tell you, when the government fails in its primary duty, it will be wicked of you to support that sort of government. And this government has failed woefully in everything that is meant to do. So Dele Farotimi is right. Look at our country. All over the northeast, the northwest, the central, the south. Nigerians are getting wiped out every single day. And this APC government is complicit in it. Again, I said it. Some people have been alleged, the likes of Ali Modu Sharif, have been alleged to be a sponsor of terrorism, but yet is working free. Ordinary citizens crying, asking to be recognized as citizens, declaring and demanding good governance are shot at by police with tear gas and guns, live bullets, just because they're asking for good governance from the people they employ to govern them. At least, supposedly, they employ them. It is how you get power. That is how you will use it. That's how you will sustain it. I have often said it on this channel. It is how you get a thing. That's how you will sustain that thing. But as long as these people get their power without the people, they will always try to sustain it without the people. And they will use force of terrorism and terror on the people. So no wonder terrorism reigns. Again, nobody's going to save you and I. Nobody's going to save Nigerians, not the Americans, not the Britons. So just like Dele Farotimi said, we don't need Americans to tell us there's genocide in our country. We know, we've been talking about it. If you've been following this channel, you'll see I've been talking about it over and over and over again. People are getting killed every day in their villages. I've said this many, many times. And our government is complicit in the genocide taking place in Nigeria. So we must speak up. We must speak up. Think about those people who have been killed in their homes, in their villages as they slept in the night. Think about them. Imagine they're your children. How would you feel? So before you support this government, beyond anything else, ask yourself, can this government protect you? Because their own children are flying in the best private jets you can think of. They don't use the roads. They don't in the villages. They live in the cities, well-protected areas by the same police whom they've stolen from. So before you sit up and support this government, ask yourself the same question. Can this government protect you? Because if it can protect you, it would have protected those families, those children, those people in their villages, in their farms that have been killed, kidnapped, organs stolen from their bodies. Again, Christians are the biggest people that are annihilated by these terrorists. And that's why it's a genocide. They're chased out of their homes, out of their lands, out of their ancestral homes. And our government does nothing about it. I say this again. We were here in this country When Tinubu traveled for 19 days, even after finding that his people had been killed, never came back because he had gone to France to go and assess his own presidency, how he's doing. That's the kind of president that we have. So again, until you speak up, until you call out this government, until you stop supporting this government, it's only a matter of time before you become the next victim. I'm telling you who they've paid to come and write for them online. I'm telling you who they've paid to come and defend them online. It's only a matter of time before your loved ones become the victim. Don't wait for that time. Because these people, if they put the right things in place, you will be safe. El Rufai said it, that the government is paying terrorists. El Rufai here said that the same thing. Dati Baba Ahmed said the same thing. There are many records after records after records of Nigerians saying that our government is complicit in this genocide. You cannot keep quiet. Children have died. Children have died because of this. Children have lost their lives. Loved ones have lost their lives. People have lost members of their families, and they will never get them back again. You cannot support a failed system. It's only about time. It will be about time before you will become a victim. That's why I'm telling you, speak up. Speak up. Speak up. Because the blood of those innocent children that have been consumed by this greed of our politicians will not rest. The blood of those families who have been consumed by the greed of our politicians will not rest. Their blood will speak like the blood of Abel spoke from the ground, demanding justice. And the Nigerian government is complicit in this terrorism that is claiming lives and properties every single day. We are tired of it. Enough is enough. Again, nobody's going to save us. Me and you would have to speak up so that we can fight and demand to be treated as citizens in our own country from the hands of those same people who have purported that we employed them to be our lawmakers, our presidents, our governors, and senators. It's about time. So put your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like and to share and subscribe, and also hit the notification icon. You need to recommend this channel to others. We must make sure we hold our government to account. Because, as they say, don't let Nigeria happen to you. Because it's not funny. Bless you. Bye-bye for now.